Today, we are going to talk about how when mama takes care of herself, everyone benefits. Let's hop into it. I'm Jess.
I'm Christina.
And this is the Mother's Well. If you've been around here much, you know that we have faced our fair share of health issues. And I'm going to link the video that you can go listen to our entire CIRS issues, our autoimmune issues. We kind of tell that story. But we've been able to biohack our way through a lot of issues. And it takes a lot of work.
Yes.
But the good news is it pays off.
Yes. And I would say I'm amazed how much better I feel. 2 years ago, I had so much inflammation. I was feeling so poorly. And what was really frustrating was I was trying a lot of things.
Yeah. We did have to address our root cause, which ended up being CIRS. And as I said, you can go listen to the other video to learn more about that. But once those underlying issues were addressed, our bodies began to respond to the other things that we tried to do, which took for years before they wouldn't respond to.
Because like what I'm doing now are the same things I had tried prior and could not really even get a result. Period. And some of that has to do with the CIRS and menopause. And
living in a toxic world.
Living in a toxic world, exactly.
So if you're a person who says, I have tried all the things, I have tried everything and I cannot move the needle, you probably need to listen to the CIRS episode.
Yes.
But if you have moved beyond that, or if you're someone who your body does actually respond, it's just a matter of making time for taking care of yourself. This is for you.
Also, it's about making time and also forming habits, having the disciplines, sometimes the sacrifices it's going to take. Because I started, and we had talked about this in another episode, I started eating a meat-based diet. And I had done that in the past to no avail. In fact, I felt terrible.
Yeah,
this
made
time,
things worse.
It made things a lot of things got worse.
Yeah.
But this time, my body has actually responded. And I've lost the weight I haven't lost a lot. 8 pounds in 6 weeks is a lot.
That's great. Yeah.
And it's really just been changing that and then moving my body. That doesn't necessarily mean a lot. Some days it's just walking.
Yeah.
Some days it does include like just using bands or light weights.
Right.
But moving my body a little bit and just trying to focus more on meat-based. I'm still having some vegetables and some fruit, just occasionally.
And we're certainly not trying to get you to jump on any particular bandwagon because that is not what I've done. I've done something different. I went into a very gentle caloric deficit because I know I've listened to both sides of all four sides. How many sides are there to things?
There's a lot.
About don't go into a caloric deficit because it's going to stress your body out. And so for a long time I didn't. But you know what else stresses my body out? Holding a lot of fat around the organs that doesn't need to be there. And so I thought I'm going to go very gently so my body does not feel like it's starving.
No.
So that I can optimize still hormonal function. What I have found is working really, really well for me is to prioritize protein, good fats, and then still get some carbohydrate. If you love macros, I like to use just that MyFitnessPal app. Because, and not only just to be like, see what I can't have. I can't have any more. I met my deductible or whatever. But what I like it for is to see how I can pursue appropriate macros. When I'm working towards something, that mentally feels so much better for me than trying to withhold something. Like to say, what all can I have or what I need to accomplish rather than you can't eat this. You can't eat more than that. You know? And so I've set my ideal macros at 50% fat, 30% protein, 20% carb. And for the first time in years, I have lost weight.
And it's been a lot of years you've tried and exercised and done all the things.
7 years.
And other dietary things.
To try to heal my gut and to try to really support and make my body feel very safe and nourished. And so this has been the first time. What we want to encourage you mamas in is that it's never too late to try something new so that you can feel better. Because what ends up then happening is the demands on my life haven't changed. And actually in some ways with lots of illness in our house this winter, it has gotten bigger. but my capacity has grown.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to run the other day. It's amazing what 10 pounds does for the body trying to run through the yard. And that was one of my big goals, if you guys remember, was to run a mile. And so I've been working towards that. And that is just because, not because I want to be a cardio queen.
Right.
It's just because I want to be able to play football in the yard with my children, one of whom is 2 years old, for a very long time.
Right.
And so it feels so good to do something where, yes, it's hard. Like, it can be, I'm not going to lie. Like, sometimes I just want cookies, and sometimes I eat cookies.
Yeah, I do too.
But 99% of the time, or maybe 95% of the time, I'm sticking to a very nourishing plan.
Yes, as am I. And my blood sugar was also really high.
Mine was too.
My fasting blood sugar was over 100 consistently. And I even did the continuous glucose monitor, which you did as well.
That was a wake-up call.
Yes, that was a huge wake-up call for us. And I have been checking my blood sugar, and now my fasting blood sugar is in the 80s. I couldn't believe that would happen. So, and I feel better. It's almost like sometimes if I stray from how I've been eating, how I was feeling really good, then I'll stray from that and I'll just add other stuff in that I know is more sugar. It's going to be more sugars. I will not feel as well. I will not sleep as well. And so that's also motivating.
I want to give a great tip. So for you've done carnivore. So maybe there might be...
it's a loose carnivore, but yes.
Yeah. So there might be some people here who would want to try that. That's been seen to especially be very helpful for menopausal women.
Yes.
Even less so. It can be beneficial. Some fertile women have actually gotten their cycles back. Some fertile women lose their cycle on carnivore because they need carbohydrate.
Yes, it's a very individual.
For me, what has really helped is giving myself high density, like bulk foods that are lower in calories but good fiber, like squash. I incorporate meat. I incorporate some lettuce because I just like the crunch of lettuce, especially that like baby green lettuce.
Yes.
And then I love to either incorporate like spaghetti squash, there's butternut squash, there's acorn squash, which is kind of my personal favorite. And then I will also incorporate some potato. That's good for thyroid. It's got good stuff in it. And so I do, as I said, I stick to those macros pretty closely, but giving that squash to the meal, it makes me feel satisfied. Yeah. And I used to be so angry whenever people would say, I ate enough protein and then I'm just not even hungry anymore. And I was like, I don't feel like that.
You've tried it and
I have done, and
satisfied.
When I commit, I can really commit. But that never made me feel satisfied. I always felt like I was depriving myself. Even when I clicked it in gear and I was like, oh, I'm doing this. Yeah. I still was like kind of angry about it because I always felt a little hungry. But I was able to figure out a way to bulk my meals up without adding a ton of caloric intake. And that has been what has made me feel so satisfied.
It's been a game changer.
I really believe getting that 20% carbohydrate keeps my blood sugar very balanced. But it does not spike me into a yeast infection, which was something I was dealing with, repetitive yeast infections because of my high blood sugar. And that has been so beneficial because I really don't feel deprived. Now, like when I'm on my period, I still want cookies. I had cookies last night. And that's okay. I don't apologize for that.
Yes. And I think that's just real life.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have a birthday.
Absolutely.
Things are going to happen. And I think that's healthy, actually. I think that it's not good to just be so rigid unless you have really extreme health issues that you have to be.
That is true. I do think there is a time for that. Yeah. But for where I'm at right now, this feels so good. My kids are eating meals that they love and I eat with them and it's very similar to what they're eating. It might be a little bit different if I'm trying to make my carbs a little less than what I'm giving to them.
Yes.
But I feel great. You know who else feels great? My husband.
Oh.
He is like a new man.
Yes.
He's feeling good.
Great. Yes.
And so that us taking care of ourselves has such a domino effect.
Which my husband also, he's doing the same thing I'm doing. And he has had great success, thankfully, because he just had to have surgery. And because it was an emergency surgery, and because he had dropped about 15 pounds and a lot of inflammation, I think it has made his recovery go so smoothly. I'm so thankful for that.
I agree. I even had one of my children come to me and say, I think I'm just going to eat cleaner because I notice now that we cleaned up our diet, when I do eat the junk food, I don't feel good.
Oh, really?
2 of my kids actually mentioned that.
That's great.
And so I think that there can be a temptation to say, well, that's why I never want to stop eating my junk food because I don't want it to bother me. But the reality is when our bodies are always setting off alarms, the systems are going to try to tamper that down.
Yes.
So if we're always giving ourselves stuff that's really bad for us, our body's going to be like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't panic to its own systems. When we give it what it needs and then we give it the junk, we're way more sensitive to those alarms.
That's right. It's your body saying, yes, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Don't do this to me. We don't want to idolize our bodies. They are here to be used up,
that's right,
poured out, and given for the kingdom of God. I feel very much more able to meet the needs the Lord places in front of me with his help.
Yes.
When I'm doing what I can to take care of myself.
Right. I think we do have a responsibility to steward our health to the best of our abilities within reason. And I personally feel like, yes, I function much better now. I'm not sleepy in the middle of the day. I wake up rested. I go to bed and I can actually sleep. I sleep all night. That was not happening.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that I can tell that, I was really pushing my body to its limits. And I think part of it's just we're just used to the American diet. And it just seems like, well, that's just normal eating. And
we never really ate the American diet.
Right.
So we didn't go from McDonald's to this.
True.
We went from like generally pretty healthy, paleo-esque.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus dairy for you, to this. Yes. So it wasn't like we were eating the standard American diet at all forever, like for probably 15 years.
At least. Yeah.
And so it still moved the needle.
It did. It's a little frustrating in a way because I think I don't even buy bread, things like that. Right. And still, it was just like, I can't really do potatoes. Potatoes will make my blood sugar go up.
Yeah, and they don't for me, but corn beans chips are a big no-no for me.
Yeah, rice. I can't do rice. So I have to be careful with the carbs, but squash is good.
Yeah, and if I eat my carbohydrate with protein and fat, then it stays very balanced.
And I did that. I tried that with the rice and things, and it still
wasn't working for you.
Shot up there.
You have to figure out what works for you. And that's why we wanted to talk about what we're each individually doing, because we're not trying to get you onto a certain bandwagon.
Exactly.
We just want you to be willing to put in the work for your own health and wellness. So food's a big one. I always hear you eat for nourishment and you can eat for fat loss because you don't want to lose body weight,
right?
Like body mass necessarily. We're just trying to lose fat. And in this culture, it's like either you have these extremes, like where that's the best thing you could ever do, or we should never say that because that's not loving your body and your body's not going to feel safe. Right. Guess what? With being overweight and obese, which many of us in our country are.
I mean, we are still overweight.
Yeah.
But we were pushing obesity. Yeah.
Right. And so when we are there, our risk for autoimmune disease, all the comorbidities, it skyrockets.
Yes, diabetes, heart disease, all of it. Yes. And we have a lot of that in our families, both sides. So I think that was another motivation for me personally at my age, because it felt like, okay, and one day I may not be able to control it all with diet. And then praise the Lord for modern medicine that can give us longevity that we can't attain maybe on our own means, by our own means.
Toxic.
That's
world.
Right. That's right.
And that's a blessing. But if we're personally don't want to use medication if we don't have to.
Right. Right. But that doesn't mean that then hands off. Yeah. That means then we put the work in.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, best practice.
I agree. And so food and then movement. That does not have to be going to the gym. Neither of us has a gym membership. We try to walk. Now the weather's been bad. And next year, you know what I'm asking for Christmas? A walking pad. So that while I'm doing my kids' school, I can just be walking.
Yeah.
Because I want to get more steps in. I have always felt really good. I started walking whenever I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes. And that really helped my blood sugar. And it also just really helped my inflammation in general. And you can just think that it's so good to walk. It's good mentally because you're getting that cross body motion, and that helps the brain like make emotional connections. You process things better.
I know, it's so fascinating how God designed our bodies. It really is.
And it pumps your whole lymphatic system. So you're cleaning out.
Yes.
You're getting rid of some of that inflammation.
Yeah. And you got a rebounder.
I got a rebounder, which I've been using very consistently.
And I have the vibration plate, and I've been using that more consistently. I was gone for a couple of weeks to see my kiddos in another state in Texas, and then we came back. We had a emergency surgery, so it's been a little bit here and there. But I really do feel better when I do that. Yeah, at least I feel like I get more lymphatic drainage.
Yes. And then weights, I would say, is our other sort of focus for both of us, as we are both in the age bracket where we are beginning to lose density of muscle and bone.
Definitely. Like, I'm postmenopausal, so I'm really, and I do take estrogen, but I know that I'm sure I have already had bone loss.
Sure.
With that and autoimmune issues that would have already contributed to bone loss. So it's really important for me to do weights. And I haven't always done it. To be honest, when we were in the throes of chronic illness, which we still have chronic illness, but when we were really down, when I was really down, between the pain and the fatigue, I just didn't have it in me.
And that's another thing that I want to mention. We're not doing HIIT workouts.
No.
We're not doing high intensity anything. We're doing walking, which is very regulating for the immune system and for the nervous system. And then we're doing weights, which keeps our bodies in more of a steady state. Now, I am trying to run personally, but this is actually the first time in years that I've been able to run and not feel like I might be dying at the same time.
Yeah.
And I say that and it sounds funny, like, I feel like I'm dying when I'm running. But I loved running.
Yes.
And when I got sick with my chronic illness, it really took away and I loved HIIT workouts.
Yes.
Took away any of that ability because it would make me feel like I was going to have a panic attack. And so
we understand so much more now. I remember trying to do HIIT with you, and I'd be like, I just can't. I dreaded working out because I thought I can't do it. And there was a reason I couldn't do it.
Yeah. It was too much for your body at that time. So if you just prioritize those three things, plus I'm going to say two more. Easy, free. Sleep.
Yes. Yes.
And sunlight. It's so hard in the winter to prioritize sunlight. But if you can see the sun rising and if you can see the sun setting, even that
right.
is
and if
helpful.
You can get outside and walk, even, I'm not walking in the rain, but even if it's cold, I will go outside. And even if I'm just walking around the yard, I might sometimes go for a longer walk. But I mean, we do have layers. We can do it.
Yeah, and we do. And it's a little trickier with the young kids when it was really cold here for a while. But hopefully we're coming out of that, and it'll get easier and easier to do our
spring
outdoor
is coming.
walking. But yeah, so I would say food, number one. I really think that's like
that is the big one.
And that can look, like we said, very bioidentical.
Yeah.
And then walking. Weights,
walking
and weights,
or bands, whatever.
Yeah,
move your body.
Yeah, and sleep and sunlight.
Yeah, all doable. And you can do all of that, other than buying the food. But there's really no big financial burden on any of those things.
Right, and you do have to eat anyways.
Right.
And this is my thing. I know I am feeding a family of 7. Our grocery bill is astronomical. But guess what? When I changed my eating habits, it went down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be real with you. We were at $400 per week in groceries for our family. We homeschool, so we eat every meal pretty much at home. We might eat out once a week.
You do have some food sensitivities too, so some of those foods are a little bit more expensive.
And as I said, we never ate the standard American diet.
Right.
But when I shifted to this, it actually is more like $350 to $370.
That's great.
And that includes like our toilet paper and our laundry detergent.
That's not just food. That's
all that. It's like a Walmart run. Okay.
Right.
But still, $400. It's a lot of money. So
it's a chunk of the budget.
I understand the frustration of trying to eat well and trying to eat on a budget. But I do know, depending on your number of children and how much people are eating and how many packaged snacks you buy, I stopped buying packaged stuff. That made a huge difference. And we try to fill the kids up a little bit more on meals and a little less on snacks.
And they are doing great.
They are.
Yeah.
They've really taken to it. They were not happy at first. They didn't like the idea.
But overall, we've had great success. Yeah. Everyone, the families, our husbands. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's been a really great turn. And my other daughter and her husband and their family, they've been eating like this for a while, and they've had great success as far as their health goes as well. So, we're really encouraged, motivated, and we just really want to encourage you. This is not easy. It does take some discipline, but we can attest that it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
And I would say, don't wait till you're motivated. Motivation is a fickle fellow.
That's true. We're motivated. Basically, now I feel like we're motivated because of the results, because we are feeling good.
Yes, we're feeling better.
Even though it may not look exactly like I would like to see huge results, right? But we are seeing results, but we are feeling results.
Yes, we're feeling it. And discipline will carry you through every day that motivation does not.
That's good. That's a good one. Yeah.
So we hope that you are feeling well. We hope that you take this information, apply it to your life as you see fit, and have a great week. Feed yourself well, feed your family well, and we'll catch you here next week.